Now coming to the most important part, the transducer. What is coming out as a mechanical contraction, you have to get into a digital format. The heart pumps the blood, but how much pressure is being exerted by the heart should come as a digital display. That is where your transducer system comes into picture. It converts the mechanical contraction of the heart into electrical energy, and thereby a display is obtained in the form of a numerical digit. So, how does this transducer work? The pressure from the arterial line is transmitted to the diaphragm in the transducer. As the diaphragm gets pressure alterated, the resistance inside the circuit of the transducer, that is where your strain gauge and Wheatstone bridge comes into picture. As it gets altered, there is an amplifier to take this electrical signal into a digital format. In other words, the pressure is exerted on the diaphragm and there are 4 strain gauge wires, 2T and 2C, that is tension wire and the compression wires. As the pressure exerted on the diaphragm, the resistance get altered, and this through Wheatstone bridge reflex is reflected back on the microprocessor. From there, it goes into a digital format. To summarize the strain gauge principle, electrical resistance of wire or silicon increases with increasing stretch. The flexible diaphragm is attached to the wire or silicon strain gauges in such a way, any movement of the diaphragm, the gauges are stretched or compressed and altering the resistance. What is a transducer? Transducer is a device which converts energy from one form to another. Here, it converts mechanical into electrical energy. What was that? Mechanical contraction by the heart, which is exerted as a pressure, is converted to an electrical signal. This pressure wave is transmitted from the artery to the transducer via a fluid column in a tubing, and there is a flexible diaphragm sitting there in the transducer which is altered. The diaphragm is attached to the wire or silicon strain gauge. This strain gauge is incorporated into what is called a Wheatstone bridge circuit. The movement of the diaphragm stretches and compresses the strain gauge and alters the resistance. Eventually, the pressure waveform gets converted into a electrical signal. Here comes the most important part. What is the principle behind arterial line monitoring, invasive monitoring? The first name comes as the Wheatstone bridge circuit. Here, this is a circuit to measure unknown electrical resistance. You have 4 resistance, R1, R2, variable R3 and the strain gauge resistance. Actually, here R1 and R2 are known resistance which are equal to the unknown resistance and the strain gauge resistance. When they are R2 by R1 is equal to R3 by Rx. Okay, the resistance on both sides, the bridge will be balanced and there is no potential difference which is recorded by the galvanometer. This is the basic Wheatstone bridge circuit. Now, when the resistance of the strain gauge is altered due to the pressure applied to the diaphragm, now the two sides of the bridge R1, R2 and R3, Rx is unbalanced and a current flow happens which is recorded by the galvanometer, and the resulting potential difference is proportional to the magnitude of the pressure which is applied on the diaphragm. This is how an arterial line works based on strain gauge and Wheatstone bridge reflex. Here you can see the pressure being transmitted to the diaphragm, which is located here. As the diaphragm is altered, your strain gauge and Wheatstone bridge reflex comes into picture, and this is signal processed, amplified and finally displayed.